everybody, Steffi Michelle here, and today I'm doing a video for my store, Cuddly Zombie Creations, and today I'm going to show you how I make my Cthulhu statues. So this is what your Cthulhu should look like after watching the second video. If you feel like you've missed something, you are welcome to leave me a message in the comments, and I will do my best to help you out, or you can contact me on Facebook, but this is where we are at so far. If you want to know how to get to the body, you can go back to the first video, or you can continue in the third video and see what happens next. So we will be continuing with the third video by adding some details to the face and starting on the wings and tail and finishing up the Cthulhu. So this is where you should be right now. Hopefully you've been paying attention. Have you been paying attention? I hope so. So before we continue on with the head, we want to know if we have any scrap clay. And by doing that, we're going to work on our wings a little bit. So take those triangles and we're going to cut into them. Take these pieces and just kind of toss them off to the side. We're not going to connect them to anything yet because that's going to be our scrap clay in case we need any little bit of clay to help attach anything or cover up any bald spots that needs a little extra clay, and the rest of it can just get tossed into the tail when we go to attach that. I'm going to get a little bit more of my pale color . We are going to take tiny triangular pieces and stick them into the empty space of the wings . We will not be attaching the wings until after we have finished the face details. I'm only doing this step so this way I know how much extra clay I have to work with. We don't end up wasting clay. The face details, which would be the eyes. The eyes, the big part of the face, and we want to know how much space they will be taking up. So we're going to take some black clay. But the eyes are a teardrop shape. And we are going to place the point of that inward. Once the eyes are in place where you want them, take a chunk of that scrap clay that we discarded a second ago and roll a thin piece, an inch long piece, and wrap it around each eye. Discard the rest. Now once your face details are on, you can position the tentacles in any way you would like. If you have difficulty keeping a tentacle in place, use a small bit of your scrap clay to adhere the tentacle where you would like it to stay. Go slow as you do not want to break any of your tentacles off or smudge the suction cup details that are on each one. At this point, you'll start to notice your Cthulhu is a little top heavy. That's okay. Once we have the tail attached, he will stand up, right? When positioning the tentacles, try not to have them all the same. You want to make sure that they're kind of positioned a little differently just to give a unique look. Now that the tentacles are attached and where you want them, you're going to have to be careful to firmly place the wings on the back. This is going to be one of the more difficult parts because you have to be careful not to squish anything you've already made, while at the same time trying to attach something firmly in place. If you have trouble getting your wings to stay where you want them, use a little bit of your scrap clay to help strengthen where you want them to stay. When making the tail, roll it out in a cone shape. Take the fat end of your cone shape and pinch along the edges. This will make it easier when you want to smooth the tail to the rest of the back. Always be mindful where you have your fingers so you're not crushing anything. So always kind of take a look about what you're doing just so you're not accidentally squishing any part of the rest of the body. You can see once the tail is attached, he stands up much nicer. Just adjust the tail so you can have Cthulhu lean back or lean forward as much as you would like. A lot of the weight will be on that tail. Even though at the beginning we flattened out the feet, with how heavy the head became when you added the tentacles, a lot of the weight is counterbalanced by the tail. Now I personally, when I get done making my Cthulhus and any of my dragons, I like to add a d20 or other form of dice or even a fake gem or stone in the tail. So I will curve that tail so later on, after I've baked it, I can glue something into the tail. To add the spots on the back of Cthulhu's head, go back to your original dark color that you used for the suction cups on the tentacles and put 3 dots. They can be the same size. I prefer to do them in 3 different sizes, one large, a medium, and a small, and place them together as so. The final eye details, I usually put glow-in-the-dark clay, but you can use white if you do not have glow-in-the-dark clay. I prefer glow-in-the-dark clay because it's fun. On occasion, at the end of making all my Cthulhus, if I have room on the back end, I will put a cutie mark. On occasion, that cutie mark will be the Necronomicon logo or another Cthulhu-related logo. If I don't really have a lot of space, I'll just put a heart, or I can leave it blank. It really depends on if you have room in this back section to fit such a logo, or if you have the skill to roll out a thin layer of clay and make such a detailed logo. If you don't have that kind of skill, you are welcome to stop where you are, and then your Cthulhu is finished after you've baked it. With this purple one, I don't really have the space to add too much to the back, so I'll probably just add a little heart. After that, I'll make sure there are no bits of dust or hair or anything that's collected and make sure that all the pieces are in place and exactly how I want them, because once you've baked it, it's not going to move and you're done. This is also a good point to make sure that it's sitting correctly. So I would love to know what you guys think of my Rainbow Cthulhus, if this is a fun collection or not. I will continue making a few more different colored ones, and whatever doesn't sell this weekend at my convention, I will later place on my website. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed these videos, hit like. And as always, please subscribe to my channel if you want to continue seeing what other crazy fun things I come up with. Thank you so much for watching my How to Make Cthulhu videos. If you've watched all 3, you should have a better understanding on how I make my Cthulhus, and I would love to see what Cthulhu creation you come up with. So please let me know what you guys think of this video by leaving me comments, or you can message me if you have any questions through my Facebook.